Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Asia. We are here with another blog. Alrighty, this one is called ... and the Drama Kid. I thought it was a cute transition between the last one, which is the cheerleader ... and then this one is and the Drama Kid, like I just said, and you can see on the screen. But I thought it was cute. That's why I did it. Nonetheless, let's start the read. Okay. As children, my sister and I spent every weekend at our grandparents' house. Ooh, Chile. Sometimes we watched movies, got ice cream from the ice cream truck, or played outside. But two things remained consistent every week. Every week, there should be a comma there. We played some sort of game, usually Uno or Sorry, and we did something related to music. My family absolutely adores music, which is true. So much so that my sister and I recorded a song in my uncle's basement. It's honestly kind of cute. It's a melody of different Christian songs because we didn't really know any other music. I named it The Jam of the Funky Monkey. This is absolutely 100% true. If I can ever find a copy of that, I might upload it because banger. Anywho, even though that was the only reference to anything being funky or a monkey. Someone was always singing or singing while dancing. This has to be where my love for musical theater began. Well, either that or the Disney princess movies. Who knows? My sister and I participated. My sister and I participated in the children's Christmas musical at our church every winter until middle school, where they said, "You are too old." It was always my favorite and my sister's least favorite pastime. So going into high school, I was stoked to have the opportunity to get back on the stage. I signed up to participate in that summer's musical. There needs to be a comma. Legally Blonde. It was good. It was a good musical. Side note, I still remember, I don't know if I say this, I've written this so long ago. Side note, I still remember like 75% of the dances from that, so I do those every so often. Like I'll listen to the entire playlist and do the dances. Okay, continue. Hi? A couple weeks after the whole cheerleading fiasco mentioned in the previous blog, go listen. I mean, my website is still up at the current moment, so you could read it if you want to. But you could also watch the video. It's easier. I had my first day of rehearsal on a Monday evening, which went a lot better than the cheerleading fiasco. I brought the script that I picked up from the school earlier that month in my Washington, D.C. bag I got from my 8th grade trip earlier that year. Super cool, right? I really thought it was really cool. I thought I was going to be the coolest kid out there. Anywho, I recognized a couple of people from the cheerleading practices, but they were talking to other people and I didn't want to interrupt. AKA, I was too shy to join a conversation. Same. This remains true. I did the same thing this weekend. Continue. So I sat with my phone pretending to text someone because I thought it made me look cool. Eventually, one of the people from cheerleading walked past where I was sitting, so I mustered up the courage to say hi and introduce myself. It didn't go over well, and 14-year-old me was a little butthurt. But a girl who was sitting in the same area introduced herself and said she was also a freshman. Little did I know we would end up doing musicals together until we graduated. She truly became one of my favorite people, and still to this day. I doubt you're going to watch these, but shout out to you. You know who you are, because there's like no one else that I did. I mean, there are other people, but you know who you are. The rehearsal began with everyone sitting in a circle and reading through the script. Dramatic sigh. I don't know why I put a dramatic sigh there. That doesn't even make any sense. So, the summer musicals were open to current students and alumni. I thought the girls at my cheerleading practice looked old. Everyone, except for myself and my new friend, looked like full-blown adults. You could have told me they all had kids, full-time careers, and were old enough to be my parent, and I would have believed you wholeheartedly. Okay, maybe not the last one for all of them, but for some, definitely. Now that, at the time, yes, I did think that. Looking back on it, absolutely not. They definitely looked like they were in their 20s, maybe 30s, if that. But, hey, I was 14 and this was my first time. Not my first time, but regardless, we're just going to keep reading. Side note, my community circle consisted of kids from my middle school who are my age or, oh, we get into this. Okay. Side note, my community circle consisted, that's such an odd. My community circle consisted of kids from my middle school who were my age or younger and their parents. There were maybe a couple of parents in their late 20s. We're just going to, that's not even, no, early 30s. But they were the closest I had seen to young adults. Looking back and doing some math, I think there were maybe 2 people who were over the age of 40, but the fact that the girls looked like full-fledged women with 401ks and the men had full beards made them look super old. When in all actuality, they were a stone toss away from my age now. Ew, time. That was just an odd paragraph. Continue. Regardless, I really enjoyed my first practice. Although practice ended at 10 p.m., which was way later than my usual 8:30 bedtime. My bedtime is still 8:30, but continue. Set. One of the coolest aspects of participating in... Is this recording? Yeah. Okay. One of the coolest aspects of participating in the plays and musicals at my high school was the opportunity to build the set from scratch. We would paint the walls and build the benches, stairwells, libraries, you name it. The set building sessions, which we called set, occurred twice a week before the practices and once on Saturday. I don't think I told that story in here, but that is a funny story. Regardless, we're not going to talk about that. I always attended set on the days I had a rehearsal. It made the most sense to me. So, the following Tuesday was my first set and rehearsal practice day. This meant I stayed at school from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. Surprisingly, it went pretty well, even though I texted my mom every hour on the hour. Which, looking back, she might have been texting me every hour on the hour, but I think the hours that she might have been like, oh, she's fine. I think I texted her on the hour like, excuse me, I'm still alive, just so you know. I don't know. That school was so... Regardless, different times. Up until this point, I never understood that people wore old clothes to build stuff so they didn't get their regular clothes dirty, which, I don't know. I thought everything was like a fashion show because, you go to places and you want to dress nice, so make good first impressions. Maybe I should do some of these with my face. Regardless, making good impressions when you go places for the first time. So that was always my thing. As a result, I wore my cute crop top, which it really was a cute crop top for the time, and some nice denim shorts and some cute sandals. Ooh, when I tell you I was super cute. In case there was some cute upperclassman eyes emoji, which... Regardless, continue. And I must say, I was looking pretty cute, if I do say so myself, which I'd say. I just said that. My director took one look at me and laughed. She asked if I had anything else to wear. I looked at my mom, who had escorted me in, while she looked at me expecting me to say yes. Obviously, I didn't. I was trying to look cute. My director ever so kindly let me wear her clothes while she changed into something else, which was really sweet, except for the fact that I was I was thinking this, but I didn't know I put it in here. Except for the fact that I was a super sweaty kid, like really bad, when I got nervous. And I was nervous pretty much the whole day. I still am very sorry about that. You know who you are. I'm sorry that I definitely sweated all over your clothes. After a quick meal, we went to rehearsal. Now, this was my first of many culture shocks of the year. Side note, so I attended a Catholic high school. I grew up a non-denominational Christian. Our church services and some of the fundamental teachings are starkly different. It's like talking to a person from the mid 1800s and giving them a smartphone. Pretty mind blowing. Sorry, I haven't read these in a while, so I still find this funny. Okay, Dear Lord, I think. This was the first practice where we started learning the songs and the accompanying dance moves, but before we could start anything, we had to stretch. We started with some basic stretches, right arm across and over left arm, butterfly, touching our toes, etc. There were some I hadn't heard of before, specifically the cat cow. We got on our hands and knees and curled up our backs, kind of like a cat when it's scared. And then we lowered our backs into a U shape. I'm still not sure why this is cow, but it is. And then we would do this a few times, and then we would go into a position called worship, where we pushed our hips back and sat on our feet with our arms outstretched. Now, I knew Catholicism was going to be different from the Christianity I grew up with. However, I never expected a mandatory prayer in the middle of the stretching. I looked around the room to see everyone's head was bowed and their eyes were closed. So I quickly closed my eyes and started praying. I should have put this in like quotes or something, but regardless. So this is my prayer. Dear Lord, I'm not sure why I'm praying or what I'm supposed to pray about, but here I am. Thank you for my parents and my sister and my family and for the friend I made. And I was cut off by our director starting the rest of the rehearsal. From this, I assume Catholic people prayed really quickly. Which is true, that was my genuine assumption. I was like, oh man, they just pray real quick, and that's okay, good to know. So for the remainder of the summer, and honestly, I think the summer after too, or the beginning, or the first part of the summer after. So for the remainder of the summer, I tried to think of what I wanted to pray for beforehand, so I wouldn't take up too much time. Come to find out, that was just the name of the pose. I was the only one praying. Cute, right? Every week I bounced back and forth between practices for the musical and cheerleading. I should have made it, regardless. We had 4 performances for the musical, which were all great to my recollection. Yeah. I tried out for the cheerleading team and I made the junior varsity team. Ooh, ooh. And that was pretty much my entire summer. Side note, to be quite honest, I am really trying to pull some deep, meaningful stories from each of these posts. I did try very hard. Some of these have and will have good ones. Others may have ones that I just pulled out of the air, aka a gift from the Holy Spirit. Which, I mean, some of them, sure. So comment down below if you'd like me to omit this section for posts that don't have a strong message. But anywho, and nobody ever said anything. I mean, no one really commented on my blogs, which is fine. It's not, I mean, I would have read them, but still. Okay, so to the girl who thought she never could, joining the drama club that summer was one of the best decisions you could have ever made. You'll get a lot from your experiences. Alrighty, people of the world, it's been real. I spent 15 minutes, apparently, reading this blog to you. Yeah. Go watch another video. Or don't. Or, I don't know, eat an apple. Do something. It's your life. But I would encourage you to do something kind for someone and have a blessed day. Alrighty, bye!